This is still VMC talk here at VMC Planet Radio, man. But I did mention that I won't be coming alone on the second hour. I did mention which I'll be coming back, man. With this, I don't want to say handsome, but hey, we have a guest today who's a media outlet. I think my most bayamaz, man, and they've seen him also on our social media pages. So, good day, Mr. Kwanegle.
Good day, good journey.
Ngiyaphila kunjani, man?
Yaphila.
So today, man, we're all about media. So before we start, I want our listeners to know you. Uthi bakhuluma nobani kahle kahle.
Okay, so firstly, ngibongelela abalaleli. My name is Kwanegle Finch Thusi, based in Johannesburg. I'm working with Heritage South Africa as a social media officer. And I also am in media. I work as a model. I have my own designing label, and I also do reality TV.
You're a model.
Yes.
I only got that part. So I wanted to know, Guti, what inspired you to be on the media in the industry? Like, inspired you to pursue this career?
So I think being inspired to be in the media industry came from a very young age of wanting to become creative and be creative. I think from a very young age I've been interested in the arts and interested in knowing how to perform, being on stage, and eventually I think moving from primary school all the way to high school, and eventually then going to university to study drama and performance. That was when I really knew that media and art, theater is for me.
It's for you. So you've also done acting.
Yes, I've done acting. I think it was my first passion. And eventually I realized I'm more interested in dance. Then moved mostly into dance, which is what I'm currently doing now. Also part-time, working with different young people, working with different people in the dance industry.
Yeah. So okay, Stolu Stebise, after the show, uzosijayivela. Show us your dance move.
Yo.
I'm sure when you dance.
It's yeah. So it's okay. I promise.
Okay, listeners at home, we'll send you the video, man. Please be on the lookout on our social media platforms. We'll be posting a video here. Mr. Kwanegle, man, because he's a dancer. So I have a second question as to what have been the most rewarding and also challenging moments in your career so far?
I think most rewarding experiences and achievements really moving from KZN. So I grew up in KZN, Pietermaritzburg, and then moving to Johannesburg to do an internship with a company called Forgotten Ankle Theatre Collaborative. And there, I think it was a very good experience for me to know how to dance, the technique of dancing, and then eventually moving into working with a company called Heritage South Africa, which is working now globally. Well, there is Heritage International, but right now they are International South Africa, which is a network of organizations or a network organization that works with young children within the arts, within creative art, visual arts. And I think that is the most rewarding thing for me right now because I'm finding that I am impacting as a provincial coordinator, also working with young people from Johannesburg. I see the immense impact and the change that is happening, to all of these children that we are impacting, not just in Johannesburg, but all over the country.
Yeah.
Through us, we're doing workshops with them, to reading online with them, and eventually now to this campaign that we are doing, which is happening next week, Take a Child to the Theatre, which is the most important thing we are working on currently as Heritage.
So can you explain more on the campaign of Take a Child to Theatre? How does it work? Maybe there's a listener out there who's interested, who just want to be an actress or an actor, but maybe this program might change your life.
And so Take a Child to the Theatre is it's a global campaign which is also hosted by Heritage South Africa, it is a World Day of Theatre on the 20th of March. And what we are trying to promote is access. We're trying to promote access for young children to have access to the theatre. I think now we as mo khule kasi, ukhule elokishini, you hardly have opportunities to go ubukele theatre or to have people to come and watch or to do a dance performance, for example. And so what Heritage came up with is this groundbreaking idea of introducing theatre to young people who have never seen theatre before, but also to then show the importance of theatre as a young child. I think young children, once they get access to theatre, firstly, there's a lot that happens. They are introduced to confidence. It boosts their also their cognitive thinking. They are able to be around other people. They are also, they are also ignited in terms of what is it that they want to do in terms of theatre. I know my first experience when I was very young was watching a performance when I was still in primary school.
Yeah.
And you had all of these people coming in on stage. And at first, they didn't know what it was up until they started talking to us. I think I was still in grade 7 or grade 6, I'm not sure. But ever since that day, I realized that this is something I want to do when I go to high school or when I go to primary school. And so after that, it became a habit for me to practice what I saw. And what I saw was these people performing and acting. And that is why a theatre or World Day of Theatre is so important with Take a Child to Theatre.
So listeners at home, if you're listening, ne, the 20th of March, we have a theatre day. Ne? It's a theatre day. So, which theatre man must we come to? Because I'm also interested.
So what we're trying to do is to promote all theatres. For example, in Joburg, for example, we have theatres that are showcasing, performances for young children. We have, for example, in Durban also. I can name a few if I can.
I don't think.
Okay, but there's a lot of theatres that are showcasing work done by young children or work that is for young children. And when I say young children, I don't just mean ingane ingane or 4 years old.
I wanted to ask about the age restriction.
Yeah, I think there's work. If you literally go onto web tickets right now and type in what's on, or even if you go to our website and go to our Facebook page, you'll find there's a lot of shows that we've posted that will give you an insight into what you would like to go and watch. But we are encouraging people, if they cannot afford to go to see a theatre, contact Heritage, and they might actually assist you and your school to go and watch a theatre, or they might partner you with another theatre to go and watch this theatre show. Not even just theatre, but also community halls. There are a lot of companies that we are working with that are performing in community halls. We've got an online also session happening on the 20th of March where we have a lady from India who's going to be sharing a story. Her name is Dipti Yadav. And she's sharing a story about a young boy who just never gave up. It's called The Young Boy at the Shore. And so we're going to be doing a lot of these things. We just want people to have access to the theatre.
To the theatre.
Yeah.
Hi, Nami, yes, hopefully I still have that slot. Yes, maybe I'm still kule age leyo man of having a chance of being a theatre, because kunzima nathi siyafuna uku-acta man, as we also want to act, but the issue ukuthi we don't know where to start. Yeah. So I also wanted to ask ukuthi, what's your how does your organization adapt to the shift of maintaining credibility with how social media has changed the way news is consumed?
I think the idea of social media began firstly as a way of communicating. And it became, at first, the idea was for us to network, as young people, to network with other companies and organizations. But over time, I think what happened was we started abusing that platform. And so you'll find a lot of cyberbullying, you'll find a lot of
Propaganda, misinformation.
fake news, even even that now became a way for us to communicate. But I think what we are missing is maybe we are not listening to what young children or young people are looking for. Because if you find somebody on Black Twitter, for example, who is hating, that person is probably asking for a voice. And so we will find that person wanting to be accepted, or they are needing somebody to see them for who they are. And so social media became a way of kind of comparing and dividing people. So you have the people that are, influencers, and, they have a good life. And then you have the people that don't. And social media is showing us that there's these two categories. When in actual fact, I think social media should rearrange the way they are opening this platform for communication. Maybe it can be a way of not posting pictures. Maybe it can just be that you are, I don't know, there's no filters, for example. You remove filters, and then people would then start maybe adapting to the no filter. And people would actually start, maybe young people will start accepting themselves without a filter, for example.
I as I'm sitting here, you busy saying maybe remove filter. I'm like, no.
Maybe.
No.
The thing is, sometimes now when we take a picture, it's very hard for you to take a picture without a filter.
Yeah, it is. Especially now my iPhone, we just rush to vivid.
Yeah, exactly. I also, I take pictures a lot, and I think it's difficult for me to not put a filter or not crop it or not edit it. But we all need to come to a point where we don't need to edit it out our imperfections, but to accept our imperfections as they are.
Okay, I hear you, but hey, I disagree with the filter thing. Yeah, filters our lives. So you mentioned with the social media now has become an issue of misinformation. So how do you think like media organization can combat the misinformation and also rebuild public trust?
I believe maybe organizations should have a way of being more open to their audiences. If for example, an organization is using social media to promote a certain event or to promote a certain agenda, I think they need a space where people can go into reviews, talk to them virtually, where you are able to be open about this conversation. If something happens and it's fake news, at least I can go to VMC portal, or I can go to Instagram and say, VMC, is this true? Blah, 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 blah. And VMC replies instantly to say, no, that was a fake page, or that was fake news.
So you're saying organizations should practice transparency?
Correct, yes.
Understood. So what trends do you see like dominating in the media industry over the past 5 years and now?
There's a lot. Wow, in terms of trends, well, it depends. What type of trends are you referring to? Fashion, music?
Because now since you're more into fashion, let's talk about fashion.
That's interesting. I think the kind of new era that we are living in now, you find that a lot of people are using sports, like a lot of athleisure. So you'll find a lot different sports gear or different sports clothing. You know, that I think is becoming a trend.
A trend.
You find also censorship. Like there's a lot of politics now, especially when it comes to clothes.
You know, before you came here, I was talking about the censorship thing. So
Yes.
now that you're mentioning it, I should say, hamburger.
Serious. Like I've noticed, there's a lot of censorship when it comes to that because people are now using their clothes to identify themselves and to also promote and present their identity. I mean, look at the recent the awards where we had Kanye West and his now ex-wife.
Ex-wife, yes.
She was or he was also trying to say something about fashion or say something about, you know, less is more or even exposure, you know. So I think there's something political that people are doing in terms of the clothing that they are wearing. Yeah.
So I want to go back, man. You talked about voices.
Yes.
Do you think like media yet?
Yeah.
It is the voice of the voiceless?
I think so. I
Really?
definitely think so. I mean, I'm interested to hear your point. Maybe I can jump onto your point.
Because let's go to politics.
Yeah.
You know, we use media to take out frustrations, right? To say, "Guti, these are our problems. This is what we're facing. Can the government do something about this?" But there's no response. So in a way, I don't think it is a voice to the voiceless because what we're saying something, but there's nothing happening. You know.
You know, for me on my side, I've come to a realization that a lot of people are still listening to radio.
Yeah.
But you also have a lot of young people who are not
Listening to radio, yes.
And because now everything is happening on your phone and we don't have, you know, these big radios anymore where you just, you know, cassette kind of type. I think a lot of our young people, just because they are on their phones, they have too many options. So before, remember, Guti, we didn't have the options of, you know, live stream. We didn't have the options of Spotify and all of these others. So now the news is actually on your Google. So the first time when you go into your phone and you go Google, that's where the news is. And that's where all of your stuff is. So I think there's instead of me saying which there's not a lot of opportunity for voices, I think there's now many options. You know, even for example, when you go to, like, just to make an analogy, when you go to buy food,
Yeah.
and you just want avocado, but you will find so many different type of avocados packaged differently, and they're all over the place. But you want to avocado, and there's so many choices.
Yeah.
So I think what we have now as young people is we have too many choices, and that's why it's becoming so difficult.
Okay, I mean, I think it's really, and listeners at home, I hope Nani is really nilalele and in Sesama knows because there was first we talked about the campaigns, then Sabuya Sakuluma diversity and representation. But I have this question before we go for a short break. I have this question, man. Uti, what steps do you take in your organization to ensure that there is a fair presentation of content and within your team?
Our team, our SSH South Africa team, is made up of a diverse number of people. Firstly, our team is located one in Cape Town and another office here in Johannesburg. But the beautiful part now is that we run a program called the SAFE program, where we have employed people from all over South Africa. So you got Northwest, Free State, Limpopo, Mpumalanga. You have all of these people being represented or representing SSH. And I think firstly that access is granted by SSH to say we are not, limiting just because you're in Northwest that you can't be part of SSH. And the fact that also our company is, working with not just South Africa, but also other countries, African countries also. We've got SSHs or SSH franchisees all over in Africa and also happening internationally. In terms of also diversity, it's it's very important for us. You could even find it in our pillars, the whole thing, the idea that you have to provide education. Providing education for us is really all about providing that access and not seeing any color or not seeing race or not seeing context. And so when we're providing education or even advocacy, we are always going to schools that are, all types of schools, whether it's a scholar, it's a Lokshini, a Soweto, to a school all the way in Houghton, for example. There's no limit when it comes to us in providing that advocacy and also providing that education.
So diversity, it's being practiced in your
Definitely.
organization. So
Yeah,
that is good. So listeners, will take a short, quick break, and we'll be coming back, and we'll still be with Mr. Kwanegle. So please stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is still VMC Talk here at VMC Planet Radio Beyond Tomorrow, and you can stream us online at www.vmcplanetradio, and also you can download the app. Manjasana Inkinga with the app, you can download the app everywhere. We also have the app in the App Store everywhere. You can download the app and stream online. And we still had a guest, Manje, because we're about to close the show. I wanted to see a sneaky advice, man, onto advice. How do you, in this professional era, digital era, singena kanjani? How do we also siziphathe kanjani?
And then I'm actually getting advice. Because to be honest, I think my best advice would be, like right now, for example, I am also mentoring some young people who are wanting to go into the industry, the media industry, theater, art, dance, and I get a lot of inboxes on a daily basis. And I always tell them the first thing is finish your schooling. I think most of us, after matric, you just want to move directly into your, the industry when it's very difficult, and it's quite challenging. I would say finish your schooling. If you can't do a 3-year degree, then at least do a course that is 6 months or 8 months in acting or music, so that you can just get the basics of how to use your voice, how to use your body in the injalo, in terms of art and creative arts. And I think the number 2 is don't be scared to network with the right people. So don't be scared to ask questions. Come to people's pages. Like, for example, when I was, before I came to Johannesburg, I used to inbox people like Awabontle Modesele and just, waiting for that blue tick to be, so that one tick to be a blue, to be a double tick. And eventually there is somebody who's going to come to you. And the last thing I think is always take care of yourself. And when I say take care of yourself, you can't be drinking alcohol every single day and expect to have an amazing voice. I think if you are able to take care of yourself, your body, drinking enough water, going to the gym, taking care of also your goals, writing your goals down and saying, I want to achieve 1, 2, 3, 4, that is going to inspire you to actually achieve more in this industry.
What an advice for umuntu othakana advice.
Now I'm getting advice. I feel like coming to this show also, it's siyafundisana. Yabo. And maybe you have another way of promoting, but I just maybe offline.
Guys, listeners, I give my advice not on air. I can give you an advice, but not on air. But listeners, I hope you had the advice. Number 1 is your network is your net worth. Ne? That's number 1. Number 2, take care of your body. Number 3, go to school. Go to school. those are the 3 advices that we got from Mr. Kwanegle. And thank you so much, Mr. Kwanegle, for gracing us with your presence today. And sifundile, first it was the campaign, and we've learned a lot. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, and I mustn't forget to follow us on seth.org.za, Facebook, Kwanegle Finch Thusi. Thank you so much, VMC Radio.
Thank you so much, listeners. Now, it's time for me to leave you guys, but I'm not leaving you alone. I always leave you guys with the fantastic Miss IT. Hi, Mommy.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Well, today, I mean, the advices, Yeah. Can write it down, I wrote down, Bona, take care of your health.
Okay.
I'm doing that because I eat a lot of junk food, so I'm doing that. Yeah.
I'm glad you were listening. Yes.
Yeah.
Sister, when I'm push a man every day.
And every day. What do you mean? But yeah, I'll drink more water.
So what do you have for us today, man?
Well, vandaag, it's Friday Bars, right?
Yeah.
Friday Bars, it's more of a gossip. It's all about drama, Yeah. So basically, Friday Bars, normally I call it Refunela weekend day.
Yeah.
Calling the weekend. Yeah, but it's Baza weekend.
You know, this weekend of yours, is a 2 minutes.
Hey.
Weekend yenle. Namuhla it's Friday.
Jigi mantaha yo sana yo. Yeah, hey, weekend is short. Like weekend is tata frita
Friday. Or after Sunday we have that
and
day
in between Monday.
Prepare for work.
Yeah. So vandaag the main topic is the culture of Amapiano. It's almost South Africa na talent, man. You know, and then we need to embrace piano. And like piano is tatile bang. Even Nigerians now they even giving themselves title like bona piano, but vandaag people will know more piano is and then other than that, it's just gossip and briefings because van der Garna newsreader, and then I'll be doing top 20 of Amapiano back. I'm just doing that, and then
please, I'll let our guest answer today.
But no one.
Okay.
Yeah,
my
time is up.
Yeah, you see now his time is up. Ayanda, give it a shot.
Fine. I'll take this one.
Ayanda, give it a shot.
It's fine.
Give it a shot.
Hopefully it's not hard.
No, I won't. Riddle one. I'm just gonna give you one. Okay. I wrote 3, so
please
for
give
you
me the easiest one.
Man, okay, this one is easy.
But I'm from high school. So.
Yeah. Okay. The riddle that I have is: I have a neck. But no body. I have 2 arms, but no hands. What am I? I have a neck, right? But on a toho.
Yeah.
Right? I have a neck, on a toho. I have 2 arms. 2 arms. Mara, I
have 2 arms, but I don't have izandla. More do you have a neck?
Well,
it's fine. I'll leave this one to the listeners.
Yeah, I don't know. I never have a chance, But even though I know they'll go to Google, Mara. Yeah.
I'm already on Google now.
So they'll just text us on 0715600639. Khorbona ke na le molala, but ga ke na tlhogo. I have 2 hands, but no hands. I have 2 arms, pardon, but no hands. So just hear khorbone ba ring, I know via Google, my
listeners, please disappoint. Please don't go to Google.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss IT. And listeners, this is the end of our show. Thank you so much for tuning in, and izobanana next time. It is me, Ntombi Maluleko Ayanda, signing out.